Today we're going to take a look at the Advanced Login Challenge from Topcoder. Now this is just to create a login page for the Topcoder Metrics app that's going to be built out. The login page has a couple of requests that we make. So if we take a look at the design description, we need to be able to sign in a user and have that user receive a confirmation email. We need to know what happens when the user attempts to sign in with an invalid email or with a duplicate email. We need to be able to sign into our app called Topcoder Metrics, and we want to know if the top navigation changes when you're signed in and whether that top navigation changes when you signed out. Then we need to know what happens if you attempt to reset your password, and that will pretty much cover it. Now, the technologies that I'm going to be using for this are going to be Ruby, version 2.5, Rails versions 5.2, Postgres as my database, Bundler, of course, to add all the gems to the app. Devise is going to be the user authentication software that I'm going to, or gem that I'm going to be using, and then Letter Opener is going to be our mock-up for our mailing for the confirmation emails. Because we're in development, I don't have an email server set up for this, so Letter Opener is going to take care of that for me. Okay, so once the compressed file, the zip file, is opened, a couple things need to be run on the file itself before, or the app itself, before it can be started. Initially, we need to run bundle install. This will add all the gems or the dependencies to the app itself. Then, because we're using Postgres SQL or PostgreSQL, we need to run a DB reset. Now, DB reset will simply drop any table, or we'll drop a database that is named for this app TC Metrics development and test, and then it will create the database, do the migrations that we need to perform to get the users set up and allow for authentication, and then we should be ready to go at that point. After that, we need to run the Rails server, so that's just simply Rails S. And once all of that's run, we should be able to get into our application. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. I have the zip drive. Let's go ahead and run bundle install. Okay, and once all of those are added, we go ahead and run Rails DB reset, and we're going to see it drop databases if I have one created. So it's dropping those databases, then it's recreating those databases, TC Metrics development and TC Metrics test. It's enabling the Postgres SQL, and then we're going to create our tables for users and user authentications via migrations. So once that's done, let's go ahead and clear this screen, and then we just need to run the Rails server. So you can either run Rails server or Rails S. Oops. Okay, so the Rails server is now running. So if we go to localhost 3000, we're going to be redirected to the sign-in page. So this sends a warning that says we need to be signed in, or you need to sign in or sign up before continuing. So it won't let us to the welcome page until we sign in or sign up. Now, I don't think, just do test@test.com, and the password that I'm going to send is simply password. Actually, let's go ahead and make the test before we create the user. So if an invalid email is sent, so test, and if I do just password, and oh wait, that's the login. So if I try to log in with any of this, it sends me an error that tells me my email address has to have an @ symbol. So it has to have a valid email address to log in. Now, if I do test@test.com and try to log in without this user in the database, it will tell me that I have an invalid email or password. So what I want to try to do now is I want to sign up. Now notice there are links at the bottom, and this is all built into Devise. To sign up, send an email if I forgot my password, or if I didn't receive confirmation instructions for the initial sign up, I can get that email sent again. So let's go ahead and sign up. And let's sign up with an invalid email first. Okay, and make my password, I don't know, password. And again, it tells me that I have an invalid email address. So let's go ahead and use this using a valid email address, but a short password, because this password has to be at least 6 characters. So if we sign up, we get the error message, one error prohibited this user from being saved, and namely that the password was too short. Okay, now, of course, we're going to want stronger passwords when we actually build out the database, but for now, we're using a 6-character minimum, and we're going to go ahead and sign up. Now, because we're using letter opener, this will mock up an email sent using the letter opener in the tcmetrics temp letter opener directory. And all I have to do is click confirm email. Now, once I confirm that email, it sends me back to localhost, and it's telling me that I'm already signed in. Now, it's telling me this because it automatically signs me in as the user that I signed up for, and I need to correct that before I send it off. But it tells me that I'm already signed in and sends me to the welcome page. Now, when I log out, it lets me know that I'm logged out, and then we can simply log back in. So test.com, and we log in, and it tells me that we've signed in successfully, and of course sent me to the welcome page. Now, I can edit my profile. I can change my email address. I don't recommend that, but I can change my email address. I can also change my password. So if I try to change my password into something that doesn't fit the confirmations, it's going to tell me this. Again, password too short. If I try to change the password without adding my current password, it will also let me know that that can't be blank. So this editing user will allow me to change my password. And it says account has been successfully updated. All right, and then finally, if I want to delete my account, I can cancel my account. It says, are you sure? And I will say yes here, and then it will redirect me to the welcome page, which then redirects me to the sign-in page because we have to be signed in to continue. All right, so that pretty much covers all of the requirements for our sign-in page. I think we forgot to check duplicate emails. So let's go ahead and sign up one more time. So test.com, password, sign up, confirm my email. It signs me in, I log out. Let's say I want to sign up again, and I use that same email address. It will let me know that that email has already been taken. So again, Devise does this really easily for all of us, and that pretty much covers it. If there are any questions or concerns, please forward them or post them in the forum, and we will get that taken care of as soon as possible. Thank you.